Good morning. So today I'm going to be discussing the Labour leadership race. It is fantastic that it's not us this time, so we can watch on the sidelines. But it's also incredibly important for us to keep an eye on this of what is actually going to be taking place and who it is that's going to be shaping the future Labour Party, who will be our opposition once again. So, interesting characters who have put their name in the hat. Emily Thornberry, of course, is standing. She would be an awful mistake if they were to select her. She has a long history of, let's just say, bending the truth a little bit. It was revealed that she said she had a position in the military, which she didn't. She claims that she grew up in extreme poverty to the point where they had to kill the family cat. She's actually a lady. She is very wealthy, and this whole backstory that she's trying to create for herself, I think, is actually just doing her more damage, and really takes away any form of credibility that she may have had, though I'm not sure she actually had any credibility in the first place. Then you've got Rebecca Long Bailey, who I think is still favourite. She was the favourite. I'm not sure if she still is, but I'm quite confident she is though. Who is basically Corbynista, Corbyn clone, but she's just younger, female, and way less competent. So she would be an awful choice. She'd probably be worse than Emily actually, and that's saying something. So it looks like she's going to get quite far. And I think that would demonstrate that Labour really didn't learn anything from the general election, and they need to regroup and go in another direction, because this Corbynista momentum stance just isn't resonating with the general public. During the election, a lot of people were just absolutely terrified of communism, and it's just not something that sits well in this country. And so to have her in the race and look like she's going to be a strong competitor is bonkers to me. Two that I'm going to watch quite closely and not in a stalker way is Jess Phillips, who announced that she's going to be part of the leadership race and released her video yesterday, a sort of launch video as such. I think she's going to be quite strong, and it will be interesting to see what support she gets and what backing she gets later on. But she's one to watch. But the one I fear the most as a Conservative is Lisa Nandy. I think she's probably the strongest out of all of them that have put themselves forwards. Now, I realise I've only gone through some of the women. You have got Clive Lewis, who is absolutely awful, has imitated suicide during a debate in the House of Commons, has no respect for female opposition. He has been filmed saying quite disgusting stuff that I'm not going to repeat. He's an awful MP, and I just don't even think he should even be allowed to be an MP, let alone be in the leadership race. So that's one man that I've mentioned, but it looks like it's going to be a woman. And actually, out of all of the people that put themselves forward, it's those women that are looking like they're going to get quite far. So that's that. Another thing is that I actually want them to select a strong leader. I want them to select the best candidate that is going to put some heat on us, basically, and give us something to compete against. And I found it quite interesting that some of my Conservative colleagues and friends are surprised by that stance that I've taken. I think it's incredibly important for the Labour Party to regroup and become quite strong again. And I feel like I'm probably in the minority. However, it is part of our conservative foundations to believe in competition, to believe that competition creates better products in terms of business, a better service, and so why we're not applying that to our own politics, I'm a little bit at a loss here with that. I think that we've been in power for a long period of time. The natural cycle would suggest that we're probably coming to the end of our time in government, yet we came out with a really strong majority. So for Conservatives, we're probably looking at another 10 years in government. And that is a reflection of what's happening with the Labour Party and not being strong enough. So I just think that it will make us better, make sure our government is really strong, hardworking, and committed. If we have the potential of losing our position to a strong opposition, so that's why I want the Labour Party to become strong once again, because I think that they act as our anchor as well to make sure that we are centre right and not far right. That's why it's important to have that relationship between the right and the left, centre right and centre left, but also they keep us in check. And I think that's an incredibly important role. And so if they've disappeared to nothing, we can just do whatever we want. And that's not what I want us to be able to do. And I don't think that's very democratic either. And so they're my thoughts on the leadership race as it is. No doubt I will be adding my thoughts to future videos. So as ever, thank you for watching, and have a nice day. And sorry about the never-ending barking from my neighbour's dog.